And I love Chief Sonya's acting. That's
Yes. And I was tearing when I was crying. Yes. Hello, beautiful people. It's so great to see our happy faces here for another movie review. If this is your first time, it's so great to have you here. And we actually have so many new beautiful faces in our midst today. Without any further ado, we are just going to jump right into the introduction. So, who are you? Sorry. Can we meet you?
I am Oluwadamlola Olushola.
All right. Ezekiel O. Babatunde here.
Extreme Love.
Bola Shade Awotubo.
You all should get ready for an amazing time because you have a lot to say. Like, I wrote here. I'm sure I'll not be able to say everything. All right, so to the comments, because we actually don't have so much time, we're just going to take 2 comments. And the first comment is from Fola Shadi Lawal. She says, I miss Ayomikun and Dokas. And to be honest, we also miss them. We miss them so much. We miss their vibes. All right. The second comment is from Bolanle Can Talk. Wow, I can talk too. Anyway, I feel like next review, Brother Me should be invited so he can explain some scenes and why it was done that way. Noted. Strongly noted. All right, so I guess we can go to the movie review now. Let's just start. It started with what?
Calculus.
Yes.
Commando.
And Commando. So, number 1, I kind of feel Commando was not wise in the sense that he already gave you the knife. You had not done anything with the knife. And you already made your intention known.
And then that part where he obviously showed Commando that he was recording.
Yes, it was actually, I think that's where I saw that it was not wise. Yeah. So the next scene, I don't know if you guys noticed it.
Let's get out of here. Please open this gate, please.
No, not now. We can't go now.
I just knew before we were told that there's no way this is real. Because there's no way Baba Gbenro will leave this cell with Martins there. Please, I don't want to be the only one talking. Please, let's go. Yes. So there's a lesson we can learn that it's not all the time God removes our problems. So problems are there to shape us.
Yeah, and he also made mention of Daniel.
Yes.
That was when he said that
If Daniel had escaped the lion's den, how would he have been promoted by the king?
there's a reason why we are being persecuted as Christians.
Yeah.
So whenever you're, in that state, don't just see it as what's wrong, what's happening. So just believe that God is with you and he will see you through and you come out triumphantly.
Yeah.
Amen.
And even like a biblical reference is the Red Sea. God didn't remove the Red Sea, but he made a way through it. All right. So I think one scene, I don't know if I will call it the cinematography, but it was that scene where Commando and Martin sat together. It was really nice. I really liked I don't know if it's cinematography or the storyline. I don't know. It was just, I really liked it.
Yeah.
But I feel like Martins, you should be able to read signs now.
Yes, I don't know, Martins.
You are still talking.
Exactly. Like, another thing is, why is it that Martins could not just cover up for calculus? Like, I felt like...
He's shocked now. What do you expect?
No. He was like, tell him.
What are you looking for?
No, that's not the point. That's not the
You
point.
already knew
treat-
that, okay, this guy was really looking for the story now. So
Yeah.
you shouldn't be shocked that he's there.
And another thing was where Commando was asking him that, who this guy be? He could have kept quiet. Yes, he could have shown that he was
why
shocked,
should he
but he
keep
could have...
quiet? Why?
And she just
What's that
helped
one
the poor
looking
guy
for?
now. She just said they should not kill him.
People like
wait, you didn't see his face. You didn't see
Whose
the bruises
face?
on his face. Martin's
So
face.
that's why he should not be retaliating.
No,
Wait, so
I don't
they
I
brought
don't
him
feel-
to a place where he no.
No, I
They
don't
brought
feel.
him to
No,
a
apart
straight
from
face,
that,
and
I
you're
don't
saying
feel. I don't even
calculus.
feel there's a need to cover a marker. Like that guy, he
Why
should
would
be
you cover him
exposed.
up?
But what was the essence of him telling them, okay,
Actually,
he's
what
a
happened?
journalist?
And it's not like he could even do anything.
It's not as if
They were
released
all
it
bound.
because of it.
Exactly. So
Even at that,
but
it's
still-
not-
anyway,
Even at that.
moving on. I like that part where Akinde expects the prayers to be answered. It
Yeah,
was
he
just
said that
like
fast.
I don't even know if we can call him.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, we can actually call him a Christian now because he's a
Yes,
convert.
yes.
But like he was just praying. I felt like the prayers were basically not heard by God, but like
He
immediately.
was like, I didn't know that.
Yes,
God
and-
answered me.
another
He
thing is-
literally saw
and-
Chief Sonya walk through those doors.
Yes, and he really acted well. Like he acted so well. You will not know. You will not know he's actually an actor. He really
Lawrence.
acted well. Then
Shout out
another
to you,
thing
sir.
is the sound effect. When Chief Sonya drove in the car, I was thinking something bad was going to happen. Then I also like the part when Chief Sonia entered inside. He explained why he was able to enter, because normally we could have felt like, wait, chill. There were people there, there were guards. Like, what happened? It was really nice. Then another,
who felt that part where he was supposed to release Aki, he was dragging, like my mind, honestly, this guy,
like how?
Me, I felt like he
dragged it too much.
No, like it should have been very fast. Like there's no time.
The part that even pissed me off was
allow me give you back your son, please.
I can't.
she was dragging. I was like, okay, woman, we already understand. You don't want, but please, can you just let him go
Like,
now?
no time.
When she now allowed him, that's when the mother of fire came.
No, I still blame Chief Sonia. You can talk and release it.
Yeah, but at the same time though, he still needed her permission, as it were.
Whose
Because
permission?
he still needed Morenike's
But she's the one that brought him there.
Because exactly, then she's his mother, and he had already killed her daughter, so he still needed permission, as it were.
And I love Chief Sonia's acting. That's
Yes, and how he was tearing when he was crying. Yes,
Like-
yes, it was actually nice.
Then please let's go to the part where Dele and
Juwon and
Fola.
Fola. Okay, I don't know now. I think I have two favorite characters. I love Mali's character and I love Fola's character. Fola really killed it. Like, it was very comical. It was very long, but at the same time, it didn't feel
was
long.
engaging.
It was very engaging, and there were lessons to be learned there.
Yeah.
One lesson is, bro, Dele, I don't know what you're doing. No, I understand. I understand the fact that Fola did not talk
At that
well.
scene, he seemed like a baby Christian.
You understand? Fola is a new Christian, he's a baby Christian, and he might not. I understand. He might not have enough understanding, but you've been a Christian. Do you know the number of people you've led in?
And he was even saying, to the glory of God.
Because he was not, should I say, mature enough, he now made Fola wash him. Fola was, he was like,
I was the one that led him to Christ.
Congratulations, sir. It may also interest you to know that he is the one that led me, almighty me, to Christ.
congratulations, like, he just really washed him. Then another thing is, even though later on, thank God, Juwon made him stay. Later on, you saw that he still got touched by.
Juwon is manipulative.
Handled the situation.
Not exactly
Juwon
manipulative.
isn't manipulative.
He was like a mediator as well.
When you're dealing with people that are not Christians,
I think it was
there's a
very
way
wise.
was being wise.
Prove him wrong.
Yeah.
He was being wise.
No, that's not the thing. You see, the thing is, Dele was too serious. Juwon was a little bit in between. Look at it now. When he said, okay, I'm leaving, he did not say leave.
Because you call me broke, I'm leaving in fellowship and I'm not going to come back again.
If you leave now, how are you going to prove to him that you're not broke?
It makes sense. It makes sense.
At the same time, he was not saying, oh, because this guy believes me. He was also saying,
You know the Lord used me the last time and the Lord is about to use him this time.
Yeah.
I felt like he balanced everything well.
I even feel like Juwon's reaction, it was like the Holy Spirit just put it in him.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Like,
Like,
it was really
he handled
nice.
that situation wisely.
Folani was seeing it as, a time for me to brag and everything.
Yeah.
But God was using him to provide for his
Yeah. So now moving on.
Wait, before we move on, is it only me that had a problem with the costumes for the touts?
What
Honestly, they were not looking like that.
They were not exactly touts, in my own opinion. They were just guys like, okay, guys.
They're not
They are
just guys with their
guys.
character.
How about the
way
girls?
they
How
display
about
that
the girls
way.
that are there?
And
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the costumes were not right.
I really did not have
with
an issue
because
with it.
The way they were acting at that point did not
No, now.
the dressing did not.
No, now.
I don't know if you get me.
If you go to
Everything was just not
schools
setting
like
right
Federal
with me.
University, for example, now, a normal person that is not a tout or cultist can talk like that. It's just like a normal way
All of them were
as it
talking like that.
Yes, now they were talking like that.
Yeah, no,
like,
they don't get it. For it to be all
they don't
of
have
them.
to be tush. It's not like they were dressing
It's not
all
about
suited
being-
up and
It's not about
something.
being tush now. I'm talking about
But
the
it
character
should
when he displayed at that
support
moment.
their-
It was not
you
supporting
understand?
that character.
Me, I did not have an issue with it. I'm
me,
sorry
sure.
we've started again, but I don't have an issue with it.
That's for me.
Anyway, so moving on, I like the fact that in the end, it was still Dele that preached, but God used him. Though at some point, I kind of felt.
I felt was just bragging.
Yes.
Like his pride.
I
was
kind of-
just
I kind of felt-
Part where
It's
he
actually
just
a
kept,
question.
like, trying
But
to enter him.
Despite the fact that
part
it was
makes a question actually.
Despite the
a
fact-
question whether it was preaching from God or it was preaching based on.
I just
what-
feel like
No,
God
there
was
was
used that-
there was
that
a mixture.
message.
There was a mixture. You didn't even let me
Yeah.
finish. You didn't let me finish.
Sorry.
I felt like he was not mature enough in the prayer. He was really throwing shades.
And for those who are here with ulterior motives, who are not broken,
When he was praying, it was like
yes.
the stuff. But at some point,
brothers and sisters, You see, I don't know what else you are writing.
He actually was. Now, I didn't know if he had already made his message before that time, but God really used him. And his message,
God will still use you.
Yes, God will use, exactly.
Even if you have an
proud.
interior
No, I'm not saying.
And it's like Nicholas
I'm just trying to tell you that doesn't
because this guy was not preaching from the
Yes.
spirit. This guy is preaching
Yes.
because
No, you can't,
God
you can't necessarily say that, though. There was no preaching from the spirit. You
but
don't
not
know.
like at that
don't-
point,
No,
that
no.
beginning point.
No,
but
in the prayers, I don't think he was just being
and that's what I'm
petty.
saying. And you saw,
But
you
like
saw
in the
Nicholas the way he
preaching,
looked at him at
in the
that
preaching,
point.
it was really nice. Then can we also talk
It
about
was
the
really
cry?
nice, really.
So it was nice. Now he was talking about Saul and all. Yes, he was still preaching
We
to
all
him
knew
now.
that he was indirectly talking to
At some
that guy
point he
now.
stopped.
now-
At some point he stopped, and it was
Yeah,
really
is
nice.
it- is it
Stopped
at a
some
point?
And
Okay.
the notice,
So I just wanted. Okay,
for
sorry.
continuity's sake,
Yeah.
remember, okay, the touts came with
Yes.
the guy and the boy. But
We did
once
not
they
see
entered,
them
we didn't
inside.
see any of them.
Are you sure?
And it was supposed to be
Yes,
at that
yes,
same
we did.
moment.
I didn't
We
even.
did.
I didn't.
None of the touts were in that church. The only people that were in that church were those
Were
people
the
that came to
church
fellowship,
members.
church members. So I think,
Then
director, please.
who noticed that Folari is such a baby?
No, like,
Yeah, I was crying. But I don't know if
That
I would
was-
call
that
him
was
a
so
baby
cute.
or someone that is.
I think-
should I say very open? Should I say open
That's what
or
I'm
weak
saying
or
now.
vulnerable?
Babies are,
or
their
something?
hearts are
I don't
always
know, it
very
was
thin.
really
Their
nice.
children,
I know
children's
it's just
heart.
growing the spirit. As long as like grace, like, let me put it at that
Actually,
point. It was just, it's just born. Even though before we actually like had a time we became born again, there were times that we had gone to altar calls severally.
Okay, yeah.
No, that
So that part
part
portrays
was
a lot.
rededicating rather. He said,
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you know,
"Come
that time we go to altar call, be like, oh God, take control. You see us again, like after 1 month or 2 months, we're still going back to the same
back
altar.
again.
God, please take control. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the like that part actually portrayed that part in Christians' life too as well. We might not just be because we are born again once and like, oh, everything is fine, but we might have might actually go back to say like backsliding or how
not
they put it.
backsliding, maybe made some errors or mistakes, and then the preaching is actually preaching against what you've
Against
done.
what I've done,
So he
then
just came to
going back to
rededicate
Christ,
his
like
life.
going,
Yeah.
yes. So it's not a bad thing if you like go to other call like more than once.
No. You encouraging them to go.
I'm probably like, okay, because they went the first time.
Okay,
People
I
are looking
think
at them.
we need to.
Let's
What she
them
was
as
trying
that.
to say is not that you should keep on sinning, but like it's not that you kill
should-
yourself as
yes,
it were.
because
Because
you
when
have
you
gone
give your
the
life to
first
Christ,
time.
you are attaining perfection. You're attaining perfection. It's not like you're perfect already. Do you understand? And I think that's the issue many people have. When they see Christians, they feel like, oh, these people should be perfect. No, the moment we give our life to Christ is not when we attain perfection. We drop those
We
things
can never
daily.
attain perfection because it's those people that keeps helping us.
Do you understand?
We
And
keep
so,
growing.
but at the same time, there's also the part where, and I think that's Romans 7 that says, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Yes, we have grace, right? And the fact that you've sinned does not mean God is condemning you. Just means you should retrace your
back
steps
to
back.
Christ.
But at the same time, don't now say, oh, because I can't be perfect as it were. Let me just be lackadaisical. Even the scripture says, I think Matthew 5:48, that be perfect. Be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. So God is expecting us to still be growing towards that level. So yeah. I also wanted to talk about the fact that it's in Yoruba. They say Ashekbe osi Ashekpamolowa. That you can do some things and it doesn't necessarily mean you get away with it. And it's about the DPO. So as public officers, God is expecting us to serve as examples. I'm sure this person was a Christian, this DPO, but then money got into his eyes and then was acting
Love of money.
weird. So yes, please, as public officers, we should really represent Christ well, even if people are not watching
Not
us.
just even public officers, people in power,
Yeah,
people
actually.
in point of leadership.
Actually.
You are put there to help people.
Not to put people into
Do you
more
understand?
danger. Why would
Yeah.
you just sell someone like that?
Yeah, because you want to like quick
Because you want to
travel
get
money.
Come
You
on.
want to live comfortable
That's
life.
disgusting.
All right, moving on. I think there are some characters. I don't know if I've said this, but there are some people that did their roles really well. Number one is Eniola. When I was watching it, she was just so natural. It was like I was not. It's at some point it was not like I was watching film. It was like she was just talking to me normally. Like it was very natural. Another person is
Chief
Mali.
Sonya.
Yes, Chief Sonya too.
Chief Joe
Another
Sonya.
person is Mali, like that man. It feels
had
like
that bad
it feels like they
boy
just brought
kind
him
of-
from his normal life to come and be acting. That's way, like it's just so natural. His voice. And another thing I like about this, and I will encourage that is done more, is mixing it. I understand that it's an English film, right? But mixing it with Yoruba, every single time the actors were mixing it with Yoruba, it was very nice. Baba Gbenro, everyone, it was really nice.
And
very
even
nice.
Bade.
Yes.
You see that look he gave.
Thank you. That
Like,
scene when he was dining with Akin.
Yes, I like his costume.
Martin's rather-
Talking about Bande, I like his
Yeah,
costume. His costume was really
He's always
nice.
on set. He's always on set.
Very
Because
nice.
we have
Oh my
said it
God.
already. That one, you're always killing it.
Another thing-
But that acting at that point, he gave this bad boss kind of acting.
Yeah. Did you guys notice that when he came in, he just totally ignored Commando as if Commando was not there? And he was talking to Martin.
Thank you.
And another thing I was wondering is when he said,
Prepare a table for two. You and I will feast together, eh? Table for two. We feast together. Huh? Table for two.
you are meant to be on a fast. I was like, whoa, see, you eat, you die.
If you don't eat, you die.
And I like how they related it with Psalm 23.
He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
And even Bade completed it.
Martin has a thing with food.
Bade was competing.
Bade completed it. I was not necessarily shocked.
I
mean, he
too.
knows he's married to a Christian.
I think it's something that's wrong with Martins and food. Remember when they were having a serious discussion on the dining table? He was still eating.
No, he didn't want to eat this food. No, he was
he didn't
skeptical.
want to.
But then I like
So
the
they were
fact
not
that
tempted.
because it could have been.
I know, definitely would have been tempted now.
But at the
They
same
were for
time,
my enemies.
he felt poison. See, let me tell you, when
Yes,
you know
he
that
felt
something
it,
is
obviously.
poisonous, no matter how good it seems, you will be scared. Though you might be tempted, but you'll be scared. You'll be scared. And he was actually scared for his life. He could have eaten something else later.
I don't know.
Where is the letter? How sure there was going to be a letter?
Who noticed
We have
that
faith. We have faith.
Martins gives the best of savage response.
It is only a coward that will poison his enemies.
Yeah. So when you poison Chief Duro Soya, what does that make you exactly?
Actually.
And you called him a coward.
That Bade was like,
So moving on, I want to talk about this scene.
What is it you guys want to tell me? It's nothing serious. Forget it.
It is a message from the Lord. It is serious.
The other one was materialistic and she almost forgot her mission, as it were.
She wanted to
and
go to Dubai
you see, in
now.
life, we should be careful. This just came now. Temptations can come and just sway us away from what God is calling us to. But that's just by the way.
And
the
it feels
main
like
thing-
Elena is already becoming weak in spirit.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but yes, she was, because she herself, she was not even concerned about. She was still talking about the wedding. But what I wanted to talk about is when God gives us instructions, we should do it, even if it does not seem like it's going to work. For example, the other sister that stood her ground and was like, "No, this is not right. We have to talk about it." And she talked. Yes, she later sent
That's
them
Rose.
away.
Rose.
Yes, Rose, thank you. She later sent them away from the house. But then, if you notice, a seed was planted.
Yeah.
Because when Benro later came in, you know that she actually can feel like, why didn't she break up with him and stuff?
I felt that way.
Okay, one thing we can actually see is if you compare it to episode 5 when she had the dream.
Please, can we talk to your dad?
And tell him what?
And tell him we need help.
See you in the morning.
Remember that Benro was actually lording over her and she kept quiet. But in this scene, she actually stood her ground and walked out on Benro.
But the effrontery.
And that's due to
The effrontery from-
seed that was planted by Rose. So
The effrontery from Benro. Like, you're not asking for what husband and wife used to do.
Like, I feel like he was the one.
You're using accounting as at that point.
I feel like he was the one who shot. I feel like he was the one who shot himself in the leg because you already said what husband and wife do, and you know you guys are not husband and wife. So like our response just came naturally. Like,
What do husband and wife do?
husband and wife, you don't know how to talk.
But you know that's some Christian brothers are.
Some okay.
When they start their courtship. And
God
then they
will
begin
help
to
us.
sweave.
God will help us.
They want the real thing.
I think that particular scene is actually pointing towards courting couples. Please, for those that are, in a relationship, you guys have to be very, very careful because you might start your relationship on the basis of Christ and then begin to swerve along the line when emotions and feelings begin to come into play. So please,
neglecting God.
Yeah, let's try to be
man
spiritually
take
sensitive.
the space of God in your life.
Yes, and
All
you know
right.
the emotions will be there, but you know.
All right. So another lesson I learned, and this just came now, is the scene where Chief Sonya was cheated, as it were, by the DPO. He was cheated, and he could not do anything. Even when he said, "I know where your son is," when he was talking to Bade, I was like, "I know where your son is, and what I will do." Because he's a Christian, he was in a way curbed and he could not really do anything. But then God fought for him. It's like the story of Joseph when his brothers sold him to slavery. You know, the later came prostrating and begging. And that's the same thing that happened in this scene. The DPO that sold his son for 30 pieces, as it were, now later begged and he prayed for him. And it was really nice.
And I like the way he handled the situation. Like, despite the fact that the man was trying to put the blame on him, he still had a way of preaching to him.
Where he said ill-gotten wealth has no lasting value. And this goes out to everyone. People that feel like they want to make it fast. See,
quick money.
You still make it last. You still, and I think it's in Proverbs that ill-gotten wealth, it doesn't last. It doesn't last. So is it not better to wait a bit, be patient, and get money that lasts, rather than get money that does not last? Or even make, some of these things
even
can
when
kill
you
them.
get the money,
In fact, let me try. I do not want to be direct, but let me be direct. Like people that like Yahoo boys now, for example, they just want to make it and they want to sacrifice and do things. It's not right. It's not right.
Remember last episode when we were talking about it being a threat, Chief Sonia and the DPOs.
Oh, you mean what he said?
Yes. Now it's revealed in this episode that it was not actually a threat. It's probably God putting it in his mind. Like, remember you have a family. Remember you have a wife. So it's not like a threat. And that's why it says in the comment section.
Do you know that it was that
Someone may mention of it in
sentence
the
that
comment
actually
section.
dream back to Chief Sonia. And then it was like, do you remember when you was talking about my family? Now my daughter is on the hospital because he was super
and he didn't even know. He was just like, and see, that's another thing. We have to be careful with the way we talk. And one thing I noticed, I was even going to say, one thing I noticed about this DPO, he likes roping people and twisting things. Remember when he was talking about Officer Gabriel too? That was like, he was one that did it. And I was like, I've seen that you wanted to take Martins away. Then also, I wanted to talk about this. So since we're there, let's just talk about it. It was very funny that Officer Gabriel, she said,
you are not living here until Martins is found.
The funny thing is, when the call came in, she left. She left. She was like, what happened?
She left because she knows something was wrong.
Obviously. But I just felt it was funny. Like, I'm not saying it's serious like that. All right. So I guess we can skip to our favorite part now.
Favorite parts. Let's start from this side.
Why are you starting from here?
We started from here. So let's start from this. Shadi.
My favorite part, I just like the settings where Mr. Gbade and Martins were, the table was set before them.
Why would you like the table? Me too. I wanted to say prepare the table now.
Anyway, it's our favorite part.
So I noticed that the chair Mr. Gbade was sitting is like 3, and then the one Martins was sitting on
was
like
2.
I'm like, wow.
2 stars. I'm surprised she did not notice that. Because me, I noticed it too.
I was like, If I the way he even put his leg on the table, like, guy, I'm the boss here. So yeah.
My favorite part would be that scene of Chief Sonia and Akin. But that scene was, I like Chief Sonia, especially his acting in that scene was nice, and Akin as well.
So this scene reminds me of the part of the Bible that says the weapon of our warfare is not carnal, but of
mighty through the pulling down of
strongholds.
Yes.
All right. So my favorite part, since they've taken my own favorite part, is going to be the scene where
Benro, if you don't value me, I value myself.
Come on, stop.
All you care about is yourself.
I like the fact that she stood her ground. And to be honest, even as Christians, we can actually stand our ground. And when she stood her ground, it did not force her and rape her or something. So there was actually a consent.
He's a supposed Christian.
In the sleeping with. It's because she gave her consent. And the moment she didn't give her consent, he didn't hold again. So yeah.
But my favorite part, you're taking my favorite part.
Sorry.
But my favorite part was the place where Eniola's friends came over to visit. I mean, I like the comedy there.
Yeah.
From coming to tell you about, God said we should tell you this, so to trip to Dubai and dresses, and it's just be sensitive to the things of the spirit. It feels like she has even been warned more than once, twice. Once it becomes twice, it's no longer a coincidence. Like, take it seriously.
All right. So I guess with this, we finally come to the end of this movie review. And I trust you guys were blessed. I'm sure you guys know this was power-packed and we cannot say everything within the less than 30 minutes we have to talk. So please make sure you drop your comments, things that we did not say, that we wish to say. Drop them in the comments. We're checking through the comments. And love is always a subscribe person. So
we love you.
We love you.
And subscribe.
Love loves you.
I love you. I love it when love says subscribe. All right. So that will be all for movie review on Zion Culture, which is a subsidiary of Mount Zion Radio. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank
you. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.